Hi, today I wanted to talk about a new product. I think we launched it back in July, but I finally got my hands on one, so I'm going to show you it today. This is the TVR-AI200. Kind of two products in one, this one. It's a smart NVR, so network video recorder for IP cameras, security device, and it's also a 16-channel a 16 port PoE switch. So it's got PoE plus on 16 ports. That's up to 25 watts per camera, so should cover any fancy PTZ, pan tilt and zoom cameras that are out there, enough power for each of those. On the back it does also have an extra port external of the switch. This is for managing the interface for configuring the cameras, connecting remotely, things like that. And it does also have HDMI as well as some USB ports. You can have local display of this out of the HDMI and plug in a USB keyboard and a mouse so that you can set it up directly. You don't even need a computer if you don't want to. It does work completely offline. There are no licenses with this unit, so it's 16 channels, so you can record 16 cameras at once. It will also do 2 AI analytics tasks, so that's the AI in the part code. The CPU does have an NPU built into it, so it's able to do 2 tasks from any of the 16 cameras, so that could be people counting, facial recognition, something like that, directly on the device. Even if it's not connected to the internet, that works just fine. One thing I will look at here, it does say within 10 minutes you can complete the setup and start recording. So I'm going to set myself a challenge to try and get that done. It says it's 8:57, so we're going to click straight into the unit here. And we're going to start the setup as you would any other device that we do. So I'm going to pick the language. Let's pick the 2 hard drives I've pre-installed, which is 2 4TB WD drives. And it's going to choose RAID 1 for me, so it's going to always set them up in a redundant RAID. So this does have 2 2.5 inch or 2 3.5 inch drive bays. It does support up to a 24 terabyte drive in each bay. But yeah, this is the main setup that we're going to go through now, and we'll see if we can get it done before 9:07. I think would be 10 minutes. So I'll keep quiet here while it's doing the disk initialization, setting up the RAID 1. And I'll come back at each step where it requires some input. Okay, so now it wants me to accept the terms of use, so I can do that. Click next. It wants me to set up the host name for the device, so I will call it the model name. Create a user account for myself, an admin account. So we'll click next. If you were setting this up in an offline mode, you wouldn't use the option that's default selected here. You'd probably do specify manually, but I'll just click next. You can set a static IP if you wish here. I'm going to just leave it in obtain. For my network, I already have an existing network that it's on, so I'm going to leave that. Now this is a really cool option. So this is really the 2 options most people would want to set it up. So you can enable a DHCP server. It will only apply to the switch ports. So if you do have some IP cameras set to DHCP, this will provision them all for you. And you can use the extra port that's not part of the switch as a WAN interface perhaps, so that you can have remote access into it. I am going to choose the other option, disable DHCP server, because I'm just adding my existing cameras that I already have on an established network. So I'm going to choose no DHCP server. I already have one, so I'm going to click next on that one. It's going to apply those settings, and then it's going to go through. Now, one little thing I will cheat at is I do have a config file with my 8 cameras, IPs, usernames and passwords that I'm going to import, but I am going to add all 8 cameras rather than just one. It really only saves me about 10 seconds of typing in an IP, a login name and a password. I'll maybe throw in some extra difficulty. I'll configure my network-based UPS in there within the time limit as well, just an extra step, so try to make it a bit fairer. So it's just going to finish setting up the recording space. So this is that RAID 1 that it created earlier with the 2 drives. It's now taking that RAID 1, now it's been created, and allocating it so that the cameras can use it. So it's creating a space that's just for the cameras. Okay, so now it's done that. Now I can add an individual camera, or I can import the camera settings. I'm going to choose that option just because I have them. So I'm going to browse to the file that's on my computer, import that CSV, click next. It's going to show me all my cameras. I'm just going to tick all of them, and I'm going to click done on that one. So that's going to set up all my cameras, the settings that I like to use on them. It's going to set it all up in one go, so they're all in there. By the time I get to the login for the interface, it's probably already recording the cameras. It's asking me here if I want to create another user, so this would be a user for the camera software, so you can create a viewer account. Maybe you've got a staff member that's allowed to see the cameras, supervisor, maybe you've got a security guy that's going to watch over the cameras, and you can also create another administrator who can change all the settings. I'm going to skip that. I don't need another user right now. So that's it, complete. So we're going to log into the interface now. So this is going to take us to the main interface for the device itself. This is where you'd manage things like IP addresses, any other settings. If I come into here, I can add that UPS I was talking about. So I can just type in the IP address of that. So I can say, yeah, the system, I want to say the server will be turned off if the power fails for 5 minutes. So I can say apply that one. So that's going to mount my UPS. So I can click over to the UPS information. I can see that it's added my my UPS. It's seen it there as well. So that's added as well. Extra layer of difficulty. And now I can go into QVR surveillance. This is the an extra browser tab that's going to open up with all the camera information. So in here it's got the recording storage. That's what it was creating. So everything's good there. This is where you would set up if you wanted to set up restrictions on the cameras. So you could say, I wanted to edit the cameras and say, I want you to all have a recording time of a set period. So maybe I wanted them all to record for 31 days maybe. So I can just apply that, and it's going to apply up to 31 days on each camera, and then it's going to start overwriting the footage. But that's done with the recording footage there for the recording settings. Now I'm going to go to the camera settings, and we should hopefully see a thumbnail from each camera showing that they are recording. But they're all connected, they're all recording. I think I said by 9:07 would be the 10-minute mark. So we added all 8 cameras by 9:05 and added some information about a UPS that's been connected as well. So the UPS has been detected. But that's it, up and running, all recording. Now what we can do is we can open up the QVR client software and connect to this IP address here. So if I open up the recording software, we'll be able to look at a live view of the cameras. Okay, so now I'm going to log into the camera recording software. So here I've typed in the information, the same IP that's up there. And we're going to click login on this one. So that's now going to log in. So if I bring it in from the other screen, we can see here that it's got all the 8 cameras. It says QVR surveillance at the top. So here we can open up any camera that we want. Oh, it's a wide angle one. So if I just pull this out to the side a little bit, it'll allow me to see it a bit better. So if I just grab this edge and pull it out to the next side, so that's going to stretch it out. And I can put the doorbell one in there as well if I want to. I think I've got a pan, tilt and zoom camera there as well. So that's showing me all the cameras. Everything's black and white. It is nighttime. But here, if I wanted to, I can change this view here of the pan, tilt, zoom camera. I can make it look at different things if I want to move the camera around. So we've got full control over everything, and that's all been recorded from the main unit over here. But yeah, that's the TVR-AI200. If anyone has any questions on it, please do let me know, and we'll be able to go through any questions you've got, try to get back to you as quick as possible. So this is a 16-port PoE switch and smart NVR, and it does also have some AI recording functions, which you can just choose down here. We've got QVR Face Insight, which is a facial recognition. Or we've got QVR Human, which is more counting people through a certain area, where you can do in and out lines and different boxes, but it can do up to 2 tasks directly on the device as well. Completely offline if you need it to be as well. So great, thanks a lot for watching. Again, any questions, let us know down in the comment section down below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you, bye.